Welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach, here discussing the November election with Fulton County Chief Operating Officer Todd Long and Director of Elections Rick Barron. They are here at the table this morning. Thank you so much for coming in on this Saturday. Todd, I want to start with you. There's a SPLOST, and for people that don't know the acronym SPLOST, it has to do with the special tax, basically, that will be levied on you in order to complete funding for a project. We just discussed the MARTA SPLOST, in effect, in the last segment. I want you to go over what this one is in Fulton County that you guys are dealing with here.
Right. So the bill is structured where MARTA has the City of Atlanta only. And the City of Atlanta also has what we call a T-SPLOST, a Transportation Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax.
There's the acronym in full.
There you go. And a lot of counties have what they call SPLOSTs for education or general purpose projects, you name it. But Fulton County has not had a regular SPLOST for a long time in that regard. So Fulton County outside the City of Atlanta, so it gets outside of the city boundaries of Atlanta, have an opportunity on November 8th to vote for a 0.75% sales tax. So it's unusual that it's a fractional tax. In fact, it's the first time in the history of Georgia that we've had fractional taxes for sales tax. It's usually one full penny, but this is a 0.75% of a penny. And this tax will be levied for 5 years. It would be an opportunity to build and construct transportation projects all over.
Would that include MARTA?
No, so the MARTA tax is separate, and the City of Atlanta has a T-SPLOST, but they lowered their T-SPLOST from, they're not doing 0.75, they're doing 0.4.
So what kind of projects are we talking about in Fulton County outside of the city?
Okay, so for the outside of the City of Atlanta, so we've got all these cities. Fulton's very made up of cities. We've got unincorporated section of Fulton and South Fulton, but we've got 13 other cities besides Atlanta. And those cities have worked together, including unincorporated area, develop a list of projects. These include everything from building 2-lane roads to 4 lanes, to intersection improvements, to fixing culvert and drainage issues, to repaving roads. In South Fulton, that's a big issue. Everybody loves to get their roads resurfaced, and we just have not had that opportunity down there to get a lot of the roads fixed. So getting roads basically back up to good repair at this point is very important to us.
Rick, we'll get to you in a moment here on the elections, but I want to stick with this for a second and dig down on it. One of the big problems you mentioned is paving roads in the south side of Atlanta and outside the city of Atlanta. What can people expect from this if this doesn't pass? Then what happens? How important is this to your county?
Well, for North and South Fulton, what you end up having is a long list of projects and a long list of needs that just don't get funded except on a piecemeal basis. So you take North Fulton, they've got a lot of intersection improvements, operational projects that just get postponed year to year, and essentially they don't get done when there's a need now.
So now, is this going to be community-based voting, or the county as a whole will vote on this?
Right. So the voting block, essentially, of the North Fulton voters and the South Fulton voters are voting as one block. So there's not separate city votes.
Roswell and Alpharetta and all that.
That is correct.
Gotcha. Okay, Rick, thank you for being here. Big month for you coming up here. Take us through the November election as you see it here in Georgia. What are the biggest challenges you guys face as of right now?
Having people vote early is the big objective for us. If we get more people participating in early voting, the election will run smoother. So we've expanded the early voting opportunities to 24 sites. We have them spread out. Of the 6 commissioner districts, we have 4 in each, and we're also doing 12 outreach sites that are going to be 9 of which are at senior centers, and 3 are at Georgia Tech, Georgia State, and Atlanta Metropolitan State
And
College.
So just to be clear, if you vote at a specific elementary school, for example, on November 8th, or normally would, it could be a different site, or most likely would be that you would vote if you voted early, right? There's more people in one place.
Early voting, you can vote anywhere in the county.
Anywhere, so I can vote anywhere in the county no matter where I live.
Right. If you live in College Park, you can vote in Milton if you want. On Election Day, you're required by Georgia law to vote in your assigned polling place.
So it's actually a lot easier if you want to vote early, because if you work downtown and come from one of the suburbs, that's something you can do on a lunch break even, right? What are the hours for early voting? Is that an all-day affair?
At the 24 permanent sites, the hours are going to be 7 to 7 Monday through Friday, and then 12 to 5 on Sundays. The outreach sites, those 12 sites that are the senior centers and at the colleges, those are going to be 8:30 to 4 with the exception of one of the sites. The best thing to do on the outreach sites, they're only open 2 days each, is to go to our website and
how do they
check
differ,
that out.
the outreach? What does that mean as far as just a regular voting early site?
The permanent sites are going to be open 19 days straight. The outreach sites, we're basically going 2 days at a time at different places around the county so that we can target certain areas, especially a lot of times you have students that will live out of state but they insist on voting on campus. This way we can at least address those issues ahead of time. A lot of the seniors and students have more provisional voters on election day just because they have certain circumstances where they might not be registered where they are going to vote. So what our plan is with that is to target those voters and give them a little extra service.
We only have about 20 seconds left, but I want to get your take real quick on a hot button issue, security for elections, making sure they're secured. Are you afraid of any problems? We hear the hacking with Russians and all this. What's going on?
Our system in Georgia is independent. Our server is not connected to a network, the internet. None of our machines are interconnected. They're only connected by power. And we do all the logic and accuracy testing ahead of time on every machine before it goes into the field. It's not a concern for me.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming in, both of you gentlemen. Good luck to you both. Big day coming up here, November 8th, right? It's going to be a wild one. Have a wonderful Saturday, everybody. We'll see you back here on Public Affairs on Peach next weekend.